Welcome to the Just Give Me the Mic show. And I am your host, Debra CoCo. And if you do not know about Just Give Me the Mic, what we do here is highlight positive people doing positive things throughout our communities and worldwide. And we strive to bring you the best interview experience that there is. So again, I want to thank everyone for their support. And what I would like for you to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Relax and enjoy the show, everybody. Thank you again for your support. All right. Hey, everybody. This is your girl, Debra CoCo. And I'm excited today because I have my guest, who y'all have seen all over, New York, born and raised in Harlem. And he's been out here doing some real big things and talking to people and making appearances on a lot of different shows, telling us about the industry, telling us about his experience growing up and his journey and his career path and what he's been doing lately. So I'm so excited to have you on the show with me today. And smart guy, what's good?
Hey, so how you feel?
I'm good. Look. We talked, I think the first time I met you actually through Zoom about 2-3 years ago. We did an interview, so I'm excited to have you back.
Oh man, I'm excited to be back.
Look, you've been on a serious interview tour lately, right? I've seen you on Math Hopper. I've seen you on, matter of fact, various. And I know a lot of time I've noticed when you went on different shows, everybody brings up the Math Hopper interview. So that must have been like a really big moment. Everybody really was paying attention to what you were saying on that show. So how do you feel from the feedback from being on the Math Hopper show?
Well, what it was a glitch in the matrix, right? It was me having the courage and the mental fortitude to speak on things, right? Like before Cat Williams went on Club Shay Shay, and before all the video footage came out with Diddy, I spoke on it, and it was very much needed. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not someone who enjoys tea and gossip. This just was personal experiences and things that I saw that, I was in disagreement with, and I still am in disagreement with any type of shit, satanic, stupid shit. And the purpose of me, working, creating so much content and hitting the ground running is because I'm in the early stages of building a new industry, owned, curated, and controlled by the content creators and the artists and people that look like me and yourself.
Okay, great. And we've always heard rumors. Everybody's heard rumors. Very few people who are actually in the gate or, behind the scenes really come out and talk about it. So that was very brave of you to do that. And, it's always conspiracy theories, hearsay, like the symbolisms I heard you discussing in one of your interviews. And, we do need to pay attention to what we're actually watching, what we're allowing our children to watch, because what we may seem at, may look to us like a simple outfit or hairstyle or background is actually, right, symbols that's used to influence us in certain ways, influence the masses in certain ways. So I was happy to hear you talk about that too. But before we go any further, for my audience, for those that may not have seen the first interview or may not have seen the other interviews that you have done, let's tell some people a little bit about your background, because you definitely had to overcome some obstacles early on as a child. And, it did help to shape you and make you the person who you are today. So let's talk about that a little bit so they can understand who Smart Guy is.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely been putting in the work because the people do know me, and it used to be like I was saying it like sarcastically, but no, like people know me. They're familiar with my story. People. I have the eyes, ears, and hearts of the people, especially of our people, right?
Yes.
So for me, growing up was tough, right? Like growing up was tough. like for most of us growing up in the ghetto. And, you know, father wasn't there. My mother was, you know, addicted to drugs. And I spent a large portion of my life in the system, in and out of the system, group homes, drug programs, prison, Rikers Island, Sing Sing, Comstocks,
Wow.
Southport Box. I mean, you name it. I've been there. I've seen almost every crease and crevice of hell that that miserable place has to offer. And what it did was it prepared me. It prepared me for the work that I'm doing now. And I didn't understand that. You see, this is how God works. See, God works in delayed gratification, right?
Right.
And a lot of going through things, you know, like my mother. I mean, I had the worst mother in the world, right? And you're talking about someone who was not only addicted to drugs, but abused me, beat me, molested me. I mean, I went through so much shit just with my mother that set the table, but in a weird way, it helped me develop a high tolerance for pain because the woman that should have loved me the most actually didn't love me at all, right? And so I grew up with very, very thick skin. And what my mother attempted to do in terms of destroying my confidence and my self-esteem, it had a reverse effect. It worked in the opposite, right? Like it actually made me tough, made me more confident, made me more rebellious, and I just would resist it. I wouldn't let, you know, my mother cast these, you know, these spells on me, so to say. And then, you know, growing up and, you know, going to prison, I went to jail for selling drugs, and prison was like, it's like a wake up call, right? Because it was like, here I am, rock bottom, and there has to be more to life than just prison. And then
Right.
that created that created a that created a need for me to want to learn about life. Like I got into a fight. I stabbed somebody, cut another
Uh,
person. So now I'm doing 2 years in a hole, right? I catch some new charges. I'm doing long term keep lock, right? And I'm in Southport Box. And at that point, I gave up, right? I gave up, meaning I just embraced the darkness and I said, okay, this is what life is going to be. Okay. When I get out the box, I'm going to get my hands on a fucking shank, ice pick, whatever you call it. And I'm going to kill one of these officers. I'm going to kill one of these inmates and I'm going to either get killed or I'm never coming, or I'm a, you know, I'm never coming home, so to say. And, you know, like I say all the time, the devil beat me, but God didn't allow the devil to collect my soul,
right. Right.
right? I had a greater plan. And I began that path of being, you know, being reborn and developing myself in a way that I didn't even realize was possible. Developing my mind. You know, my physical was always strong, but my mental, my spiritual, my emotional intelligence was weak. And God gave me the drive to strengthen those areas that needed you know, much strengthening and attention. Um, and then and doing motivational speaking and doing seminars and stuff like that, I care about our people. And I can't allow the evil agenda of colonizers, Europeans, so-called Jews, Indians, sand niggas, whatever you want to call them. I can't
Right.
let those I can't let those things become our reality any further. So we're working on doing a fundraiser. We're going to raise money to build a recreational center in Harlem, and then we're going to scale it and eventually grow it borough by borough, state by state, city by city. I'm doing a no labels tour, which is, you know, I'm teaching consciousness. I'm teaching Black people who they really are, teaching them how to deal with anxiety, doubt, depression, low self-esteem, how to apply mantras, how to apply affirmations into your life, right? And I teach, like, one of the things I teach is how you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Our brains produce neuromelanin. And once we start to understand how neuroscience works and how our genetics work with neuroscience in the laws of the fucking universe, then everything we want to happen tomorrow. It'll happen within a snap of a fucking finger. But we have to be consistent. My message point doesn't change. I'm consistent. Same thing I was working on last interview. I'm doing it this interview. It doesn't change. I'm not suddenly working at State Farm. I'm not suddenly trying to get a high ranking position at Amazon. No, I'm in the struggle for our people, right?
Yeah.
And what the most lucrative, race of people on this planet, inside out. And it's time that we get our just due. And I'm very excited and motivated to be playing a part and getting our people where they need to be.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I remember talking to you before. I said, this time I'm going to introduce the questions and let you break down the science and the knowledge. And one thing I will say, you have been consistent. Definitely. I've seen you in the street. I've bumped into you. Like, you have been very consistent from day one that I've actually met you, and inspiring and very, very positive. And I salute you on that. I salute you on trying to uplift our people and, people that need to be uplifted and motivated, because we all need that. There are many, many children out here in New York that don't have the inspiration, do not, and have had a similar path as yourself, and we just don't know it. I'm just so proud to hear how, whatever that moment was for you, that you had that moment and you was able to pick yourself up out of that mindset and change your whole destiny, so to speak. What was that pivotal moment for you? I know you said you felt like you was rock bottom. Like, what was it for you that make it just snap and change? What was that?
Well, it was God, right? Like a baby, a baby doesn't ask to be born, right?
Right.
And my consciousness was through immaculate conception, right? It didn't come from nowhere else but God, right? I mean, even for the intention, right? Like, I gave up. I quit. I gave up.
Right.
I gave anything optimistic. I gave up on anything positive, anything that was light. Fuck that. I'm with the demons. I was with it. But God came in. There's no real explanation for divine intervention. Meaning when God means, you can't explain it. Like, how did this guy fall off the fucking 100 stories up, and he survived because he landed on a tree.
Right.
Right before he hit the pavement, somebody else tripped and he fell on top of them. And it broke his, like, what the fuck was that? Like, you
and all those occurrences happen at the same time to save this man's life. Same thing. I'm just highlighting it and pointing it out because I know a lot of my audience is not on social media, so that's why I felt it was important to go through this. I have people in other boroughs that don't have access to internet, but they can watch like free cable and things like that, through the local public access. So it's for that audience that I want to break all this down for. And, it's important for us to recognize those moments within us, right? Where we have to make that change. Listen to the inner voice. Listen to you being guided. We all are here purposefully, right? We all have a purpose, and you found your purpose, and you're using that guidance to make the moves that you're moving today. Now, you had a very serious experience at the music. You was an artist. You came out as an artist. You signed to a label, and that deal did not go good for you. So let's just give a little background on that too, on some pitfalls and some things that new artists need to watch out for, because you can get trapped. You can be signed and then put on a shelf. It's a lot of different situations out here that sometimes it may be good to go independent. I don't know, but we'll get your thoughts on that.
Right. So the thing about it is I signed a 10 option deal, and then I signed a conflicting interest deal with management. It was conflict of interest because now I'm signing a 10 option deal. And then I had two deals. So I had a label deal. I deal with a label, and then I had a management deal. And then the management company was taking 35%. Right?
35, okay.
When a management is only supposed to take 7 to 15 25% maximum, depending on the work and performance that they're going to do. So what I had to learn indirectly is with music is it's a business. You don't get what you deserve. You don't get your just due. You get what you negotiate. You get what you advocate for. You get what you negotiate for. You don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate for, and you will pay. You will pay. Your lack of awareness is monetizable. Your lack of awareness is lucrative to the people that you're going to be in business with, and that's with any life. And I want to just go revisit what we talked about in terms of divine intervention, and you know when God is talking to you. It's just sometimes your self-value or your value or your perception of yourself or your self-image of yourself is so low that you don't even feel worthy enough to be spoken to by God. So even when you hear that voice and you know it's God talking to you, you turn away. You turn a deaf ear because you don't feel you're even worthy enough to be hearing God speak to you, let alone have a conversation with God. So self-esteem and confidence is important, right? And understanding that you do deserve it, no matter how much you've been beaten down, no matter how much you've been dragged through the mud. God loves you. God will always work for you. God will always work in your favor. God will always come into your life. It doesn't matter if you feel you're too old, too fat, too black, too brown, too beautiful, too smart, too stupid, too ugly, too tall, too short, too rich, too poor. Don't matter. God is going to always have love for you, and God is going to always want the best for you and position you to get the best for you, right? So
yes, indeed, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Sometimes we second guess, and we follow the masses, or we do things outside of what we should be doing. But you are so right. I learned that later on in life too. We go through all our lessons and everything, but one day, like you said, it just clicks. You got to realize you have to listen to yourself. You have to follow your own path. You have to do your own things and listen to the messages and the signs and synchronicities that you get from God, the universe. You be shown signs, but sometimes we second guess it and we don't believe it or we don't pay attention. So that is a very good point to go back to reflect upon. Yes.
This is why it's very important to have what I like to call a reinforcement calendar. And you have right? When you have one negative thought, replace it with 100 positive thoughts. When you get one negative, you got to replace it with 100 positive thoughts. So you have to always use the words like I am beautiful, I am blessed, I am loved, I am the best definition of resilience, I am the best definition of durability, I am the best definition of power, I am the best definition of prosperity, I am the best definition of consistency, I am the best definition of due diligence, I am the best definition of intelligence, I am the best definition of awareness, I am the best definition of faith, I am the best definition of work, I am the best definition of dedication, I am the best definition of discipline, I am the best definition of any and everything that's positive.
right. Make it inclusive. That's right. Because we all have those moments. We have those moments. We feeling low. Our energy around us is low. And I even myself this morning, I woke up and I was just feeling some type of way about something. And then I purposely did that. I purposely changed my mindset and said, today is going to be magnificent. Today, I'm going to get everything that I deserve. You have to call it in sometimes.
I am having a magnificent day. I am having a magnificent day today, right?
Yeah, today, right.
When you say I am, everything that you add to I am becomes added on to you. Everything that you associate I am in regarding to you will now become attached and associated with you. You're giving those words and those attributes and the power associated with those words permission to enter into your life, right?
Yes.
You have to be aware that this is what happens when you speak this. And then when you are aware, now you can apply it. And then when you can apply it, now you can allow it to come into your life. You can allow this energy that you need that's conducive to you being better, feeling better, right?
Yes.
That energy into your life. Very important to have these reinforcement calendars and these daily affirmations. And when I say daily, I don't just mean day. I mean hour by hour. A lot of times we don't get the power out of spoken word or speaking words because we owe daily. So you wake up in the morning. Well, what you ate in the morning, see me
Say
at
it
3 o'clock.
throughout the day, right? Say it throughout the day when need be, right?
At 3 o'clock, you're gonna be hungry at 3 o'clock. So if your belly gonna be hungry, you don't think your mind is gonna be hungry, you don't think your spirit is gonna be hungry, you don't think your soul is gonna be hungry. Well, you brush your teeth in the morning. Okay, cool. See me at 10 p.m. You're gonna need some
Right,
tighten up, you're gonna need some maintenance, right? So
right.
when I say daily affirmations, you have to be repetitious in
Throughout
your
the day,
in your application of affirmations. You have to be repetitious
positive.
in your application of affirmations. So every hour on an hour, every 2 hours, then you go into your affirmations. And then those affirmations have to be in line with the goals that you set for yourself. You can't
Right.
just have transportation without a destination, and you can't have
Right.
without transportation. Because if you have a destination without transportation, you know where to go, you just can't get there. And if you
Right.
have
Right. I
transportation
love it.
without a
I love
destination,
it. That's right.
right?
Share that positive energy
Right
with me
now,
today and my viewers. I love it. And we all need to practice this. I'm telling you, it changes. It makes you feel, you just feel good. And when you feel good, you share that energy with those around you, right? You
right,
transfer that energy to somebody else. Somebody else around you could be having a bad day. But when you walk in with this kind of energy and this kind of speech, it could
right.
just make a world of difference to those around you. So I
Every
appreciate you
for
getting
sure.
into that and sharing that as well. Now, are
Now,
you still boxing? Do you still do boxing?
sure, I got a fight coming up. But listen, so now, so that was so now let's go back to the other point we talked about in terms of
Okay.
like contracts and stuff like that. Whatever business that you're in, you have to know the business that you're in. Remove remove what you love about it, right? Remove what you love about it, right? And focus on the things that you don't love about it. Because you have to love everything about it if you're gonna be in
Right.
it, be about
Right.
it. See?
Right.
So it's the music business. See, the word business is longer than music. And it's ironic that the word business is longer than music, and most people are there in the music business, but the word business is longer than the word music, and there's more things pertaining to the business of music than just creating music. I didn't
Right.
understand music is not the product. The music is just a commercial for the products you sell or the services you provide or the products you promote or the services you promote. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So McDonald's has music, right? I'm loving it. Ba 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 ba. Right? But they have a product.
Yes.
And what's their product? The product is burgers and fries. They have a service. What's their service? Commercial real estate, because they provide franchise opportunities for people who can fit their criteria. Right?
Right.
You
Right.
you you creating content, but you're not going to make money off the content. You're going to make money off advertisement. So if you don't
Yes.
understand how marketing works, then you don't understand how to leverage and manipulate the algorithm. And if you don't understand shit about the algorithm, how you going to make money? And you're not cultivating a customer base for people who watch your content. And then what is a customer base? You got to learn these type of definitions. And then
Yes, you do.
when you
Yes, you
understand,
do. I didn't really understand that until I
hold on,
like interned at
hold
BET.
on. Look, wait, let me cook. Let me cook. And now,
Okay, go ahead.
if you don't understand what a customer base is, then now you don't understand why advertisement is important and how you're gonna leverage your customer base to make money for people who want to advertise to your customer base. Then, if you don't understand what your customer base is or who your customer base is, then you're not going to understand what products they use or services they use. Because once you
Right.
identify who your customer base is, now you got to identify what products they use and consume, what services they seek out for and they use. And then now you can connect companies and bring companies products and services to your customer base and charge them a fee. That's advertisement. That's an advertisement dollar. So you
And
don't have
that's
to
exactly where I was going because I was getting ready to say I learned that from working at Channel 13 and
right. Hold
BET.
on. This,
I
check it out.
learned that too about
Right.
advertisement and targeting your
So
customers. You have to get the data to see who your customer base is
break
so
it
you
down.
can get the right kind of advertising to bring in the revenue, the most
Check.
revenue.
Most people don't understand this lingo. So this is why I said, let me cook. Let me break it down. People
Cook.
talking about or fuck data. We talking about, look, you got a YouTube channel, right? You got a
Right.
YouTube, right? Now you say, well, You got a YouTube channel. You got a YouTube channel.
Yes.
You got a YouTube channel, and now you say, well, okay, how many people watch my YouTube channel? Who's actually watching my YouTube channel? I have to be able to get the data, but the analytics. I need to know who is watching, right? And the people that's watching, I need to put them on a goddamn list. I'm gonna start with 5 people. I don't need 5 million people. I don't need 5 billion people. I need 5 people, right? I'm gonna make it because 5 people watch my video. Out of those 5 people that watch the video, now I'm gonna give a psychoanalysis. I'm gonna break down these 5 people. What do they eat? What do they wear? Where do they eat it at? Where do they buy it from? Right? Pause. What are they likes, dislikes, and interests? I'm gonna break these people down, and then because it's 5 people, it's not a lot of people. I'm gonna establish a point of contact. I have to develop some type of a conversation, a real conversation, like we conversing right now. I need to come up with a conversation between myself and these people, right? And then now through that conversation, I'm gonna build a relationship, and then when I build a relationship, right, I'm gonna make sure that it's real and it's authentic, and I'm gonna add value to these people, right? I want to add value to you. So now when I add value to you, you trust me because I'm credible, because I've been adding value to you. So then when I tell you, girl, you need to go put this shampoo in your hair, you trust me. You trust me because you trust me and you fuck with me. So now when I go to a company, I'm telling the company they're going to buy your products if I say so because they trust me. And now you got to pay me for the work I put in to establish the relationship. So I'm getting paid to have conversations. I'm getting paid to develop relationships. I'm getting paid to, connect a company with someone who trusts me, but I invested quality time in that person to get their trust.
Right. Good point. We cooking here today, y'all. I'll just give you the mic. It is going down. You break it down.
Out middle fingers, but look where you at. You right there. You in a rush to go nowhere. That's how the universe works. You be in a rush to go nowhere. What you put out to the universe comes back to you. So if you say fuck somebody else, that's like saying fuck yourself. And then when you need help, the universe is going to give you what you just gave me, the finger.
Right. Yeah, true indeed.
God works, my man. God bless you.
You know what I want to do? Because I'm using a different device today, and it looks like I only have 8 more minutes. So can we log out and come back in, and we'll do the rest of the interview? But matter of fact, use this 8 minutes. Like I was actually agreeing with you because I definitely realized that crucial point, the points that you was making about the analytics, learning and who your audience is, age groups. Like you said, what they like, what they don't like, what they eat, what they into, what they read, where they shop. All of those different elements are definitely important for building your fan base and making your fan base continuously come back. Like you said, also the trust. The trust is there, but then you also provided them an option to see other things that will be of interest by doing those analytics.
Right, man, hold on. The white man doesn't teach us to value this part of what we do, right? So if our content creation, if our art creation, if our music creation is a house, the white man never want us in the basement. The white man never want us on the first floor. He like go to the second, third floor, even an attic, motherfucker. But you ain't gonna see
right.
I don't want you to see the floor plans. I don't want you to see the property taxes. Just go on the right?
True.
In every aspect of what we do. And then we have to teach ourselves, right? We have to teach ourselves how to fall in love with the information that makes what we do lucrative and profitable and prosperous, right? So, and that's how advertisement works. We're in a time where the white man been getting so much money off of our lack of knowledge, the well is run dry. The Chinese man, the Korean man, the Indian man been making so much money off our ignorance. The well ran dry. It's like, yes, the universe works in abundance, but y'all
can't right now, right?
You can't consume all the air. The white man breathing, the white man making machines, pointing machines in the sky, trying to suck all the oxygen out the sky, and then turn around and say, if you want to breathe, you got to pay me 25 cents. It don't work like that, buddy.
It don't. But I need to ask you another question though. When you signed that management deal for them to get 35%, did you realize that ratio was high, or did you not know at the time?
No, because I was thinking, you know how I was thinking? I was thinking like food. Well, if I got a sandwich, you getting 35% of the sandwich. Hey, man, there's no doubt.
I still got a big piece, right?
Hey, there's no doubt. No doubt, man. No doubt. Now, 35 times 2 is 70.
Right. I
So
still got the bigger piece here, right?
So if you got 35%, that's 35% of everything that I do.
Right.
So
right.
35 times 2 is 70. 35 times 4 is 140.
Right.
So now 4 different things that I do. So that's my merch. If that's my music, if that's my show, if that's my likeness, you have 140%, and I have nothing.
Right.
I didn't realize
that's why I wanted to go back to that.
Yeah. Very important. But it's okay because everything happens for a reason, right? Like I said, we don't get discouraged because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Sometimes you got to run and lose a couple marathons, just to prepare yourself to win the big one.
Right. So now that leaves you got out of that deal. Was that amicably or forcefully? How did you get out of that?
Very aggressively.
Very aggressive, right. They didn't know who they was messing with.
I was very consistently adamant about getting released.
Right. Okay, and then when you left that label, is that when you started your label? What was it called? No Labels?
No, American Fortune. So
American Fortune, right.
So from there, I just said, fuck that. I'm going to sell CDs. So basically, the last point, like a lot of artists, I didn't realize that, I'm giving the management, 35% because I'm looking at it as like a sandwich or like food, right? Like, okay, 35%. Well, I'm getting a bulk share of it. Not realizing that that's 35% of everything that I do. So 35 times 10 is 350. Now you're looking at 350%. Now this thing that you're signing is actually putting you into the hole, right?
Yes.
So I was forced to learn, right? I was forced to learn the business and take my time and, educate myself. And that's what I did. And then when I became educated on it, I said, well, it just makes sense for me to go the direct to consumer route. I'm going to start selling CDs. I'm starting my company. I'm starting my business. And I'm going to do it for myself. I got a tax ID number. I mean, I went through the whole gauntlet of just making sure I legalize and incorporate, LLCs and doing business as licenses, going to 42 Broadway, Department of Consumer Affairs every day, trying to learn how to get a tax ID number so I can sell my music outside without getting arrested by police. And what I learned from that is when you want it, the way will reveal itself, right? Like when you want that's when you want to. That's why I say transportation is mindset. Transportation is work ethic. Transportation is passion, right? And then the destination is accomplishing your goals, right? So if I'm trying to accomplish my goals, that's the destination, right? Whatever that goal is. But the transportation is the mindset that I have as I'm moving towards, the finish line, so to say. So I wasn't discouraged in no shape, form, or fashion, no matter what I was going through, I never was deterred. And this is why I tell people all the time, never let desperation change your destination. Never let frustration change, and never let temptation change your destination. You have to stay the course, and you will reach the fucking destination because the finish line does not move. Doesn't matter how long the marathon is, how many miles the marathon is, how many mountains is on the marathon's route, how many rocks is on the road, whatever ebbs and flows are there, that finish line is going to stay put. And if you can keep continuously running the race, you will eventually reach your destination and cross that finish line.
That is true. So what do you think about the method today of being independent, being out in the street, hand to hand? Like, what do you think about that part of the industry?
We don't look at 1-year-old babies and say, hey, you can't drive a car. Fuck you. You're no good.
Right. Okay.
Right. That's why I say infantile stages. Right. We are in infantile stages of our independence in this country. We are in the infantile stages of our reparations. We are in the infantile stages of our independence. This is entry level. Right. So I feel exhilarated. I feel exuberant. I feel, you know, I don't know. I never knew how to say that word. Super califragilistic. Whatever the fuck that.
Right, docious or something like that.
Yeah, I feel that. You know, I feel extremely excited and happy and inspired and motivated, and because I know what tomorrow brings,
Right.
and a lot of times, if you don't understand renovations, if you don't understand gentrification, if you don't understand revitalization, you look at this block and go, oh, this ain't shit. But if you knew how to build, if you knew where the cement plug was, if you knew how to do plumbing, landscaping, electricity, and you knew how to really build and develop a property, then you see nothing but opportunity when you're in um you know the acquisition of land, right?
Right.
And that land is just space, right? It's space. The same way, the same space that land takes up is the same space that opportunity takes up,
It's
right?
true. Glass half full, glass half empty is how you look at
Now,
it.
and now, because we have we have acquired the space that that opportunity takes up. Now, what are we going to build on top of that space? What are
Right.
we going to utilize? What are we going to leverage? How are we going to scale the opportunity we have? And we're not going to get discouraged because we're in the starting phases, the beginning phases of making this skyscraper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Definitely, it's all about the mindset and how you look at the possibilities that can come from that. So, as far as your music now, do you have a new release? What's the project you're working on now?
Yeah. So I have a project. I have a couple projects coming out. I'm getting ready to put out a song called King of New York. I got King of New York. It's about to come out. That's
Okay.
a single I'm about to drop called King of New York. So this is it right here.
Yeah, let's see that cover.
It right here.
Okay. Wait, put it over. I can't see it. Oh, no, you're playing it for us. Okay.
Yeah. Pros on top, man. Pros on top, man. Yeah. Making no wishes and finding no genies. It's a bit when I make the whole evening. Focus on money, but still you beat it. They run the name out, but they keep when they see me. Focus, you talking, you know we outside. Ready to die. She make it cry. Won't see me win, but I still gotta be wrong. I still gotta scrub. Look, thinking no wishes and finding no genie. Life is a bitch when I make the whole evening. Focus on money, but still you beat it. They run the name out, but they keep when they see me. Focus, you talking, you know we outside. Ready to die. She make it cry. Won't see me win, but I still gotta be wrong. I still gotta scrub. I trying to talk. Nah. Look at that play. Put on the floor. Yeah. King of the show. I'm trying to talk. Nah. Look at that play. Put on the floor. Yeah. So many inside the rest of the city. Second my pennies, they turn on the bitch. Focus you talking that shit on the femi. Watch out, my demons are killing. Smile in your face, but they feed up your energy. Shit, don't give them no energy. I'm more like a sin in me. He ain't my way. You do not tell me because you do not see me. Mama got high, my daddy got ghost. Said want to see his and know what it goes. When you fall low, they doing the most. You know you lit. Back on your deck. You know you lit. Back on your deck. Say shit. Continue to flow. I'm trying to talk. Nah. Look at that play. Yes, that's the joint I'm about to drop.
I like that. That could be like a theme song for some of these shows coming out of New York. Right.
Heavy, you know what I'm saying? So that wow, I had a note. Wow, right.
But I can see you doing acting. I can see you doing so many different things. Like I can see you doing a film project yourself. You never thought about doing that?
For sure, it's in the works.
Okay.
Sure, it's definitely in the works. I got an action movie we working on.
Okay.
They gonna be calling me the chocolate Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean,
okay, you doing all the action. Well, look, you can do it, right? You fit for that. You definitely fit for that.
Yeah, so
just let me be the girl behind the counter talking about, can I help you? You know, when you come in, give me a little small role. I'm good with that. You know, I might be able to pick up something from behind the counter. You know, you never know.
That's right. Absolutely. But see, it's important. That's why it's important. You see what you look for, right? And perception is reality. You see what you look for. We create what we're looking at, though.
Right.
Fuck that. I see success.
Right.
And
be a walking billboard for that.
Right. So there's something called reticular activational systems. This is a real thing, right? It's called reticular activational systems. Reticular activational systems.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to use these as a kid and didn't know it. We would say, yo, that's my car. That's my car. Right? And we say, yo, it's my car. And then every time we walk, you'll see that car, right? Or we play a game punch buggy. Every time we see a punch buggy, we punch you, right? And now, so now you start to only see punch buggies. That's reticular activational systems. So
Mm-hmm.
you see what you look for, but we create what we look for. And optimism is part of creating what you're looking for and what you're looking at. You see? So now, if example, close your eyes. I'm gonna count to 5. And when you open your eyes, I want you to name 5 things that you see that's gray, that's gray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead.
I see house, land, property, money,
Listen,
success.
no. So what I'm saying is 5 things that you see that's gray, like the color gray.
Oh, the color gray, the color
Right?
gray.
Guys,
Okay.
close your eyes. Close your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open them. Go ahead.
I would have to say the ground is gray. Um, Buildings could be gray, the grits.
Right. So what I'm saying is I ask you what you see, like what's in front of you, right? So what that
Yeah,
means,
I don't have too much gray around me, unfortunately, but my laptop is silver gray. That's
right? So
it.
listen, what I'm saying is that's how you use the law of attraction. So
Okay.
when you set a goal for yourself, you're only searching and looking for the way to achieve and acquire your goal or to make your goal a reality. That's
That's
how
all
the
you see. That's what you focused on. Got it.
so I want you to pick a color and count to 5.
Red.
Soon as I open
One,
my eyes,
two,
so,
four,
so
five.
so soon as I open my eyes, I see a stop sign that's red. I see the back of this guy's carrying his license red. I look across the street, I see a red light. The CVS, the poster on the CVS thing is red, right? The park signal notification thing on my dashboard is red, right? So now like my mind is like, like you start to see that's how you work the law.
Exactly what you're searching for. No, I
Right?
definitely get your point, but I really don't have anything gray
No,
in
listen,
front of me. So
no,
that
no,
color was hard, but I get the
no,
concept.
no.
I get it.
It's not about no color being hard or any it's not about a hard or easy. It just is, right? So if I close my eyes and I say, well, okay, what is the quickest route to me making $1 million this week? Right? Ask me that question and then count to 5.
Yes. What is the 5 ways for you to
No,
make $1 million this week?
no, see, no. This is what is the quickest way
Oh, the quickest way. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got
to
you.
count to 5.
Okay. What is the quickest way for you to make $1 million this week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I see an AS, I see an NAC, right? So as NAC, right? Then I see a WeWork as it's gonna make sense. Just bear with me. Right? So once you once you say it, right? Now you're looking now I'm looking, right? I'm now you ask the question, so now I'm looking for it, right? Like I'm looking. Now I'm looking, right? That is the work. And as things come across my attention, such as the AS, the NAC, the name Chris, right? Things that things that things that the universe is gonna bring things, but it's like pieces of a puzzle just thrown out on the floor. And then the only thing that allows me to put the pieces of the puzzle in the proper order is to be relaxed and allow the universe to just naturally, organically line things up for me, right? And
Right.
that's the process of you know, manifesting and then allowing it and then searching. And the faith is using the tongue. Pause. The faith is using the tongue, right? Pause. Faith is using the tongue, right? The work is searching for the route to what I just spoke into existence,
Right.
and not getting discouraged and not looking for that next message, that next bargaining chip, that next connector, that next catalyst to bring me closer to what I'm speaking into existence. And now I'm looking for it. That's the actual work. So as I
Yeah.
say, faith, faith without work is dead. Faith, faith is saying, like what you just said, what is the quickest way for you to receive $1 million or get $1 million within this week? Then you count to 5. And then I close my eyes. That's the faith, right? But the work is opening my eyes. If I keep my eyes closed, what do I see? Nothing.
Right.
Black. That's the death aspect of it, right? Faith without work is dead. This is you're seeing the sight of a dead man when your eyes are closed, right? So you
That's
have
a
to
powerful demonstration. Yes.
I have to have my eyes open. That's the work. Okay, now I'm still thinking about it. I'm trying to connect the dots, right? Is it Asnak? Chris, is it Chris Asnak? Is that a name? And then you start, then you diligent about it, and you working, and then it just connects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now you're aware, and then you have to allow, right? The faith is just the tongue, using the tongue, and then pause, and then the work is moving and taking action
Reaction.
based
Right.
upon.
Take that.
Yeah, for sure.
Back to the affirmation. Same thing, right? You calling it out. Manifestation, affirmations, both
Right.
powerful tools that you should use throughout your day. I
Yep.
appreciate you sharing that, and hopefully someone else will try it. I'm gonna try that too. Now, I should have had you demonstrate it first, but I get it. But I understood what you were saying from the beginning. But
Hmm.
unfortunately, for the first one, I wasn't ready. But
No,
no, it's powerful, and I'm glad we was able to share some. I'm glad we was able to actually discuss this topic today, because it's just as powerful as anything we've done in our journey, and it helps us to have a certain mindset as we move forward.
absolutely.
Very important. Okay, so we done with the music. You doing your independent, you got your American Fortune, you have
Oh,
some, you about to drop some new music.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm about to come with King of New York, and then I'm probably gonna fight. I'm probably gonna fight in September because I had like a really bad injury in the gym,
Okay.
so I'm healing from that. And I'll be back ready to fight. Uh, mid to late September.
Is that going to take place in New York?
Of course, it's a big.
Okay. Okay, just making sure, because I could probably pull up if I can. You know what I mean? That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
I love me some boxing now, even though female. Yeah, I love watching boxing though. That's dope. Okay,
Right.
and outside of the boxing, you do go around. You actually speak in schools. You do,
Yeah,
and different other places, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure, yeah. But that stuff I pretty much don't really publicize. I do a lot of community work. Yeah.
Okay, but that's good. That's very good. So people can follow you, the Smart Guy, on all social media platforms.
And my number is 917-907-3687. That's 917-907-3687.
Yes. So make sure you follow. Where can they catch your music? Is it on Spotify or all the music platforms?
Of course, absolutely. You could just
Okay.
my one of my first mixtapes is on all platforms. Is No Help Just Hustle. And you can just type in my name, the smart guy, man, on YouTube, and enjoy what.
Exactly. Yeah, he's definitely got many pages
Yeah,
on there. Okay,
lot of
so leave us with some positive words before we end the segment today.
right. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. How you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. Do not let the enemy, do not let the devil, do not let nobody stop you from using what God gave you, which is your mind, right? Which is your mind. We speak things into existence. So use your free will, use your voice to build the life that you want to live. And you can do just that. When you get one negative thought, replace it with 100 positive thoughts. When you get one negative thought, replace it with 100 positive thoughts. I don't care where you are. It doesn't matter. If you're driving and your car says you got 20 seconds to get some gas or this car is shutting down, you're not worrying about what new song or new post is on TikTok. You're going to the gas station.
Right, straight to the
When,
gas station.
right?
Right.
Got to use the bathroom really bad. And I'm talking about that number two that make your stomach hurt. You ain't sitting there talking about, you're not sitting there talking about, you know, did I miss the last episode of Power? You trying to find a toilet bowl and let some of that brown water leave your body. Okay.
Immediately.
Right.
Right.
Don't be afraid to stop everything and realign yourself, recenter yourself. Always understand you can feel how you want to feel all the time. You can feel how you want to feel all the time. And you need to feel good. You need to feel great. You need to feel inspired. You need to feel motivated. You need to feel loved. You need to feel blessed. And you are blessed. You are loved. You are inspired. You are protected. Okay. So yes. Have a great time rewatching this conversation with me and my sister. Um, Enjoy the rest of 2024. Start your New Year's resolutions tonight. Start your, whenever you see this, wherever you catch this, wherever you hear this, start your New Year's resolutions tonight. 2000,
Yes, yes.
2024 is over. We're going into 2025. Do not let the summer create a new habit of falling asleep. You gotta propel yourself forward. Okay. So yeah.
Wait, I can't. I have one final thought, one final question. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, like all of our positive leaders or the people that we look up to in the music business, whether it be film, art, you just see sometimes they get encumbered with all this negative press. Since you inspire, right? Who in this industry inspires you? Who is like the number one person that comes to your mind? Who inspires you? And tell me why.
Nobody.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not looking for real estate um inside of Gomorrah,
Okay.
right? I'm not inviting pedophiles over for dinner.
Mm. See, we
Um
never really got into that aspect
I'm
of
not
the
I'm not
show.
not I'm not I'm not I'm not entertained by money and traders and people who care more about a dollar than they care about their people, right? Not inspired by I'm not inspired by man. I'm inspired by God. I'm inspired by myself. And the things that I'm making, I'm blazing the trail. The things that I'm creating are not even in existence yet. And the mindset that I have, I share the same mindset as a Khalid Muhammad, as a Malcolm X. Um, you know, I believe that our utopia is here. I believe that our moment to be in powerful positions is here. Jesus is not coming. Muhammad is not coming. I'm not waiting for no angels in the sky or some place that I don't even know is going to be there when I'm trying to get there. I need to have heaven on earth now. I need to get my utopia now. And I need to make sure that I'm righteous and I'm disciplined and I'm responsible once I build this utopia. So hopefully, if there is an afterlife, and I believe there is an afterlife, I can have a first class flight ticket to that motherfucker destination called heaven, right? But I got to
Right.
get it now, and this is the time for it, right? So, what they drink don't make me pee. You can't serve two masters. You can't, you can't worship money and then turn around and say you care about your people. You can't worship witchcraft and believe in the devil and then turn around and say you're a child of God. Bullshit. You can't serve two masters. I don't give a fuck about the industry. I'm not inspired, motivated by nobody in there whatsoever at all. They all
But I wasn't limited to the just. It could have been religious. It could have been.
Nah, man, I'm inspired by me.
You mentioned some names that was good. When you said Muhammad Ali, this one positive.
I'm inspired by me. I never mentioned none of those people as my inspirations. I'm inspired by, and see, I'm a huge advocate of know yourself.
Right.
Love yourself. I'm special. I matter. Okay. God bust out a different mold when he made me. Okay. Right. So I love myself. I'm not here trying to emulate or be none of these motherfuckers. I'm me. And I love me. I'm inspired by myself. I'm inspired by the last conversation I had. I'm inspired by, I was on the realest podcast ever in Philly. We did a part 2. And I felt like God just took over and he was just talking through me. And I was like, whoa, wow, this is some powerful stuff. I'm inspired by myself. I'm not excited to look out the window. I'm very much passionate about looking in the mirror though.
Right.
I'm looking out the window. I'm looking in the mirror and I love what I see. I like what I see. I learn from what I see. I'm inspired by what I see. So I'm inspired by myself. And I strongly suggest anybody watching this, learn to be inspired by yourself because God don't make mistakes. And you're one of God's most admonished creations, right? And we got to get back to loving self and not looking for other people to inspire us. Other people don't even love us.
Right.
So I'm cool with that. That's like the hen trying to get inspiration from the wolf. The wolf like, yes.
Yeah, walk this way. I got you. Right.
Run slower. You see?
Right. It'd be better if you walk. Right.
I'm cool, man.
But I like how you took it. I'm glad that I asked you that question because it is about self-love. And you took it all the way back and you brought it back home, and I like it. So going forward, I feel like I'm going to rephrase that question. I'm not going to ask that question in that manner. So that was good because we all should be looking at self.
Oh, like how does what you do or how does what you do or what you've done? Like I say all the time, when you feel overwhelmed, think about what you overcame. That's the inspiration for self-inspiration, right? When you feel overwhelmed, think about what you overcame and then document it and have a conversation with yourself about all the obstacles and things that tried to knock you down or knock you off course, and you stayed and and you look at that person or that version of yourself and say, yeah, that's a bad motherfucker. Yeah.
Right. I've done that quite a few times, so I get it.
Right.
Thank you so much, smart guy. You're super dope. I wish you so much success, and I'll see you soon.
Absolutely. And we got to do this face to face. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I need a big hug.
I'll still try to get you in the studio when
okay?
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, later.
Later.